Hello.
Hello, bud. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Have you done many of these Zoom calls recently?
I have done some Zoom calls recently. Yeah.
And are you just as sick and tired of them as I am?
I mean, I'm ready for it not to be such a necessity.
Yeah,
But where are you?
I'm London.
Yeah. So I mean, there's really no way for us to have a conversation unless I go there, you come here. So Zoom is helpful in that way.
I can wait. I mean, I've got a spare 13 hours if you want to come over.
Right.
I mean, the beauty of it is that I hate them, but I also love them because with all due respect, like I'm so excited for this, but I've put zero effort into my appearance. I'm still wearing my pajamas from the waist down.
Yeah, I'm in sweat shorts, so and Crocs.
I'm barefoot in it. I'm barefoot in it.
Nice.
You are looking so good, man.
Thank you.
I watched your interview with Joe Rogan, and in the nicest way, I got lost at the beginning with all the fitness stuff because I'm the sort of guy who sweats when he blinks.
Sure.
So, you know, I want to talk about your incredible weight loss, but I'm not Joe Rogan. So forgive me for trying to sound knowledgeable. But what made you want to do it? What made you want to do this amazing weight loss?
I was seeing a girl and up to that point, I hadn't really thought about my life in terms of what the future held for me. It was I just really was not thinking about that. And when I thought about having a future with this girl, I kind of had to confront the fact that there was no long-term future if I didn't make a very serious change.
How did you do it? Because I know you're into your kickboxing, your cycling.
It was a lot of trial and error. And, I lost weight, I gained weight, I did various different types of exercising. I think the thing that I eventually came to, which has been the most workable, has been uh, a diet of moderation, nothing too extreme, and trying just to live life in a way that's a bit more long term, more realistic in the long term, if that makes sense. Because, I did cycling for a couple of years, but like I'm not ever going to be a professional cyclist. And I was riding my bike 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. And that just doesn't actually make sense.
Obviously, like I know a lot of actors, they're required to put on weight, to lose weight. Like you look at Christian Bale, sometimes he's stacked, sometimes he'll look like he'll snap if there's a breeze. Is this you for good now? Would you ever consider putting weight back on for a role or
Not, I mean, if there was a really incredible role and they wanted me to gain 20 pounds, sure, but not 100. Not 200, certainly. That just the time to put it on would be too great, and the time to take it off would be too great, and I would be miserable while doing it. And I've done so many roles heavy. It's like, what else do I have to do heavy?
it is amazing, this transformation. As I said, I'm literally out of breath hearing you say those words. So amazing stuff. Like your buddy Kevin Smith, I saw him comment saying you're inspiring as fuck.
Yeah.
Which is so cool to hear from him. But there's a rumor. Did you two have a bet about your weight loss?
No, I read that too. We never did. We never had a bet. It would have been a fun bet to have, but we didn't.
Oh, because there I was going to say, like, what can we get? I was going to try and take 20% from whatever he owed you. I was going to try and get.
But I don't know. He's pretty lean, man. I think he might have won that bet.
Oh, well, in which case, I'm on his side then. You owe us some money. I'm sorry. I jumped ship real quick, bud.
Yeah.
Speaking of money, I want to talk about one of my favorite films ever, Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, wow, what a film, and what an awesome thing to be a part of. I once heard you say that Leonardo DiCaprio was one of the most professional people you've ever worked with. What does that look like? What makes him the most professional person?
Look, there are a lot of moving parts in making a movie. There are, from if I'm at a desk, the guy who puts the pens on the desk, that's a moving part. And the guy who put the desk there, that's a moving part. And the guy who makes sure the lighting is right. And the guy who makes sure the sound is right, the camera's in the right place. The people organizing the actors, the hair and makeup. So there's so many moving parts that it's easy for, the stars of movies to want every single other part in place before they even show up. And that's fine. I have no beef with that. But there can be instances where you're waiting because they want everything in place before they're told to even come to set. And then there can be some time lost in that game of telephone. And then they're like a little bit like, are you sure the last time I went, not everything was ready? There was just none of that with Leo. He was always on set before they were ready. He always knew his lines. He was just extraordinarily professional in those terms, in the terms of respecting the fact that he's just another one of the many moving parts that is going to get this thing done.
Hearing you say that, I think if he continues with that sort of attitude, he'll probably make it quite big.
Yeah, he's got a shot for sure.
Fingers crossed to him.
Yeah.
Someone else, obviously, you worked with, the legend that is Martin Scorsese. How is that with him? Because I imagine, do you get close to him when you're working so long on a movie, or is he the Martin Scorsese and you're too afraid to pop up to him and chat to him?
I think, I'd met him before. Probably had met him in the early 2000s or the late 90s, but we're not like buddies. So get close to him. No, he's always going to be the Martin Scorsese. I think Leo even thinks of him as the Martin Scorsese, and they've done so many movies together. So I mean, and I'm sure they're friends too, but he's still Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, you're not going to be showing him like cat memes or anything anytime soon.
Not me. No, certainly not.
Kevin Smith would, and that's why I'm on his side on this bet. Kevin Smith would show him straight away.
I'm sure he would.
Tell me about the wrap party, because I know a lot of movies, they go huge on the wrap party. But for you guys, the movie was huge. I mean, there's marching bands, head shaving, cocaine benders, orgies. When it came to the wrap party, was you all just like, oh, please, I just want to go back to my hotel, have a sandwich, watch some TV, or was it even bigger than the movie itself?
I don't even remember what the wrap party was. Like, I have no memory of there even being a wrap party. There might have been a wrap party, but I don't think I went. I'm not, I'm a father of 4 girls. I'm married. I have no real interest in parties in general in real life. So I don't know if there was a wrap party. I'm sure there was a wrap party. I don't think I went.
See, that's what I like to, because I'd quite like to get into acting, and the thought of being able to do a scene with Leo and then at the end of it go, a party? No, I just want to be in bed.
Yeah.
That's the dream for me.
Yeah.
I've got to speak to you about this because it's been one of my favorite TV shows for years, for as long as I can remember. My Name Is Earl. I remember watching it on Channel 4 at like 10 o'clock at night with the volume turned down low so my mum and dad couldn't hear me watching it. And then I bought it all on DVD. I'm watching it now on Disney Plus. Have you ever rewatched it back, or like recently during the pandemic, maybe?
No, I caught my kids watching it a couple of times a few years ago on maybe Netflix. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but I think it was at some point. And they watched it, and I just thought that was really odd that they were choosing to watch that show. But I've never watched it.
Never watched it, not even an episode back?
I don't think so. No.
And is that just because you don't like watching yourself back, or you just haven't got round to My Name Is Earl?
No, I just don't like watching myself back. I don't have I'm waiting. I'm saving it up for pandemic 2 or 3.0 and have some content. I just don't, I'm not a fan. I'm somewhat hypercritical of myself. And I think that watching that back, I would just find myself regretting not having made different choices. and that's not healthy. So I just don't watch stuff.
If it makes you feel better, I've watched it enough for the both of us, so you can take some of my viewings if you want.
Yes, I will count them in my tally.
Yeah, next time someone asks, have you watched it? Say, no, but some bloke I just met in England, he's watched it loads. That'll do.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're very close with Jason Lee. You've worked with him for your whole life. Are you still in touch with the rest of the My Name Is Earl cast? Is there like a WhatsApp group going on?
No, I talked to Greg Garcia, the creator. I talked to him fairly regularly. And occasionally I talk to Jamie or Nadine, but very, very rarely. And once in a while, text with Eddie. But no, geez, man, that show is 12 years old now. We finished doing it 12 years. So that's a long time.
Well, one cast member that I'm sure you're in touch with, your dad, he played One-Eyed Willie.
Yes.
I worked with my dad for a while. I'm never doing that again. I love him to bits, but my God, am I doing? No. How was it working with your dad on My Name Is Earl?
It was really fun. It was really fun. He had been an actor. He had actually studied drama in school, in university. And so it was something that he got a lot of joy out of doing. And that was really cool to see.
How did it come about? Did you say to like the showrunners, can we get my dad on? Or was it just a weird coincidence?
I think I'd shown Greg Garcia, the creator, a picture of my dad, and he has a gigantic mustache, and he's like an interesting looking guy. And Greg was like, oh my God, we got to get him. He fits perfectly into this world. We got to get him on the show. And that's how that happened.
You blew my mind when you said that mustache was real.
Yeah.
Your family's facial hair, I want to be a part of you, because I've been growing this for 28 years now. This
is a week's worth of growth on me.
All right, no need to show off now, bud.
Yeah.
We get it. You're friends with Leonardo DiCaprio and you got great facial hair. Give me a chance.
I see you have a really nice hairline. Mine is not so good, so I'm envious of that.
Oh, what? This? Oh, sorry. No, I'm going to put it on. I've got bed hair. I should have put more effort into this.
No, but you could be like a shampoo spokesman with that hair.
Oh, really? Oh, I'll take that. Oh, thank you. But I don't need these interviews anymore. I'm off to sponsor L'Oreal. I don't need this. My Name Is Earl. It ended on a cliffhanger at the end of season 4. The audacity that it's said to be continued at the end of it, it gets to me. So I'm sort of using this moment as therapy now.
Sure.
Were there any more discussions as to what was going to happen in season 5, as to who Earl Jr.'s dad was? Were there any discussions, or was that the last you guys heard of it before it got cancelled?
No, it was a very, very bizarre sequence of events that led to it getting canceled, because it was picked up initially. And then there was some argument between the studio and the network over payments for the show. And that ultimately led to it getting canceled. And so Greg Garcia had everything planned out. He knew everything that was going to happen. And I think he's even, maybe he hasn't, but I know for sure he knows what was going to happen. I have no idea what was going to happen, because I just don't even remember what was happening at the time. Like, I don't even know how we ended. Like, I just was ready for a vacation at that point.
There was probably a rap party. You weren't there. So
that's about how that went. Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of that final episode, Dodge's dad was first thought to be Little Chubby, played by the incredible, amazing Norm Macdonald. Now, recently I've been getting into a wormhole of all of his bits. Like, I've just discovered that moth joke he did on Conan. And obviously him as Burt Reynolds on Saturday Night Live. I'm sort of amazed by his comedy. And I just want to know, obviously you worked with him on several episodes. How was it working with him? What do you remember from him on set?
He was really, really nice man who, no matter what we were doing, always had a little bit of a twinkle in his eye. And like, I don't think I ever had a very serious, earnest conversation with him because it was all comedy. And that was just a lot of fun to be around.
Yeah, mate. Like, it sounds nice because, as I said, I'm watching these clips and hearing you say that his on-screen persona and, by the sounds of it, his off-screen persona were just the same sort of thing, which is really nice to hear.
I think so. I think that's how he existed. Yeah.
Oh man, that's really nice. And one last thing I want to talk about. I was scrolling through your Instagram and I came across a photo that will probably haunt me, because you've got these tattoos, you've got this beard, like bohemian beard thing. God is a bullet.
Oh,
I mean, tell me, all I know is Jamie Foxx is in it and you're in it. That's all I know. What can I expect from this?
um, uh, n- uh, Micah Monroe is in it, and Nikolai Coster-Waldau is in it, and Carl Glusman is in it, and Brendan Sexton is in it, and Gina Cassavetes is in it, and it's a wonderful, wonderful cast. Very, very dark movie. Um, did you see? Did you see Taken with Liam Neeson?
Yep.
So it's a similar story, but if all the bad stuff that you're hoping doesn't happen to Liam Neeson's daughter happens immediately the moment this girl is snatched, and it's by like really scary bad people. I feel like in Taken there were a bunch of businessmen, which, how scary is a businessman? I mean, like, they should be the scariest people on earth, honestly, but really, like, you see a guy in a suit, it's not the scariest guy. The guys that snatched the kids in this movie are really gross, as you said. The long beard, the tattoos everywhere, very satanic elements. So it's about it's probably going to be a very upsetting movie to watch.
Sorry, it sounded like there that you was playing one of the bad guys, but I thought from that picture you was one of the. I thought you was one of the good guys.
Yes, it's very counterintuitive in that way. All the pentagram tattoos and like the death vibe. Yeah, but yeah, strangely enough, I am one of the bad guys in that movie.
You do not want to see the ink I've got then, bud. Oh, hideous stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, thank you so much for chatting to me about Wolf of Wall Street. My Name Is Earl. God Is a Bullet. Like, if you said to me years ago I was going to speak to you, like, I'd be like, nah. Even now, I know I've just spoken to you, I'm still like, did I? That's blowing my mind a little bit. Like, this is really cool. So as I said, I've been a big fan, especially of My Name Is Earl, for as long as I can remember. So thank you so much, man.
That's amazing. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Oh, thank you, mate. Stay safe and have a good one. And maybe watch an episode of My Name Is Earl.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize I have 100 episodes to get through at this point.
Oh God. Maybe just watch the best bits on YouTube. That's a lot to get through.
Yeah.